So why are we selling off? Well, it's because the market just doesn't want the risk right now. I'm going to talk HBAR and XRP price action, along with gold and silver making a massive rally. China peed on our campfire. They're like, nah, we don't want to play with crypto anymore. The House says Operation Choke Point 2.0 is real. Well, no.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
The House Financial Services Committee comes out swinging with the 50-page report saying Operation Choke Point 2.0 is real. Really? How about y'all work on getting them regs through? I know, choke point is a big deal, but for real, can we get some freaking regaronis to give us some green up on the screen? Because shit is for real on sale on aisle 5. Well, and aisle 3 and aisle 4 and the whole store is on sale. I'm going to tell you at the end what my strategy is during this, and we're also going to deal with your comments. Why? Because it's awesome, and I love it. K. Smith says, hey, Klaus, I'm buying Sol. Hope you're well. I asked you, say, what are you buying? What are you going for? Listed in the description below. So people have been sharing it with me. Jonathan Bedosa says, Casper. Oh, see, we got some people listening. Rounding it out for today is Bruce Hansen that says, silver was on sale the last 45 years. You stacked up, Klaus? Yes, I did. I do wish I had bought more, obviously, now that, it's like doubled in price here over the recent history. But, hindsight's 2020. I am $58 plus. Choo to the freaking moon, biatches. And you're like, $58 plus? Yo, silver, $58.87 right now. Look at this insano move right here on silver. This is nutso, everyone. This is a stress test. The market just doesn't want the risk right now, and crypto is super risky. What the market overall, like in a big picture, right? Like zooming out. What the market's freaking out right now is the idea we might not get regs, right? It's all about this whole timing thing because, remember, we've got the government shutdown, which can happen again in January. When that happens, we know the politicians don't work. We've still got people out there doing the whole, like, your side did this, your side did that. They're not working together. So the market just doesn't want that risk right now, but that also means there's a lot of reward if we do get the reg erroneous. The ETFs were a big nothing burger. Yeah, you could have record inflows, but what do you and I want? Native price action juice. So what are we getting right now? Holy shit, some discounts. Well, I think some of them are discounts, and to be honest with you, I'm really zooming in a lot on HBAR on this last move. There are other things that I topped off on very healthily on. There's a good adjective for you, but HBAR is in my zone. HBAR right now clinging onto that 13-cent mark. It goes sub 13. I am going to start adding bigger and bigger hits with that. Now, altcoin season, no, 24 out of 100. Fear and greed, oh, we're deep in the fear right now. Volume, 165 billion in the last 24 hours. The market overall, in terms of the coin market cap 20 index, down 7% on this move. XRP down 10%, sold 10.5%. ETH at 2,700. That might be a good steal right there too. BNB at 9.3% down, and it's all about risk, everyone. All right, so we got an 87% chance that the Fed is going to lower rates. You're like, but bro, shouldn't that be bullish? This is coming up 9 days from now. Yeah, I mean, it is bullish. The problem is they left rates so freaking high for so long that they crushed a lot of the segments of the economy. So yeah, rate cuts are great. Rate cuts are even better when they're done at the right time. And Jerome Powell and the Fed have not been timely on this. Bitcoin dips below 85,000 in a crypto rout. So yeah, we talked earlier about the liquidations. This is like what, the third big liquidation event in like the last like month and a half, something like that. Now crypto related stocks are also getting pounded, right? So it's not just BTC, ETH, and our alts. It's also securities and stocks and ETFs tied to those things. Bitcoin, which soared to a record of 126,000 on October 6th, is now below 85,000. We're right now clinging right on to 85,000. Stocks across the crypto industry tumbled as well, with Coinbase sinking a bunch, Robinhood sinking a bunch, Strategy, Riot, all of them players. Now, American Bitcoin, in which President Trump's son Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. hold a stake, fell 9.3%. So the Trump family definitely has a reason to get the regs to go through, because that would help out a lot of the money that runs through that family. So the current president has a definite interest in getting it done soon. That's what I'm banking on. That's what my strategy is, that he's got so many family ties to crypto that in the end, he wants it to work because he knows it would make him and his money family. So if they're going to do that play, I'll play that play. By the way, here's your chart for gold year to date. Gold making a big move as well. Not as big of a move as silver. That's silver's year to date. Look at that. Silver was like half the price of where it was now. This is nuts. Now China, peeing on the campfire. China eyes fresh crackdown on crypto amid resurgence in speculative trading. What? You mean speculative trading like what we do? Yeah. The People's Bank of China warned that virtual currencies, including stablecoins, do not have the same legal status as legal tender and cannot be used as a currency in the market. Virtual currency related business activities constitute illegal financial activities. So they've pretty much got the Gary Gensler approach going on, actually a lot worse over there in China. So if you think Gary was bad in the US, well, this doesn't help either, that a huge economic power like China is like, nah, we don't want you putting your money into here. So if you have a big economic power out there that says, no, don't play in that backyard, what do you think happens in the backyard? Well, it turns fucking red. See, like if the United States would do the same thing, like outlaw crypto, this would crash like way harder. But China is still a big economy and we have to pay attention to that. Remember, Bank of Japan is also looking to raise rates a quarter, the first time since January of this year. That would hamper retail buying too, wouldn't it? Now, a new 50-page House Financial Services Committee report formally documents what Republicans call a Biden-era Operation Choke Point 2.0. We get that. We get it. But is anything going to come from this? We've seen so many empty promises with these politicians that, to be honest with you, it's like, oh, awesome, you called people out. But if they don't get in trouble for it, who cares? I'll do all sorts of shady shit if I don't get in trouble for it. Like, if all you're going to do is just, like, not even slap me on the wrist, but, like, just do a little report that has my name on it, I'll be like, okay. Like, come on, this is lame shit. That's why I don't want to deal with this story. Okay, HBAR. 13 cents. Darn low, 13 cents. 13.08 right now. Volume up 61%, 217 million. So a lot of players are looking at this going, ooh, there's some serious possible juice here. This is the 15-minute chart. Now, granted, we had some opportunities to buy HBAR. Look at that. Sub 1250. Yeah, there were some opportunities if you could Wesley Snipes it, but a lot of plays sub 13. So this is not new territory for HBAR. This is recent territory. Zoom out a little bit more, go to the 1 hour chart. You see that move there, and then you're like, oh, yeah, we haven't been that low since all the way back here in, July. Yeah, check it out. That's where we're at compared to July right there. We are darn close. So HBAR's been there before. For me, this is something that I didn't stack a lot of when I had opportunities, because there were other things out there that were, I thought, of better deals. So HBAR I'm focusing on. Now, what am I doing personally? Well, I'm going to start buying, and I'm going to buy more and more as homegirl dips, because this little flash crash, little Sailoroni right here is making me pretty excited. Think about this, all right? And this is just my way of doing it. If we've got a softness in the market, and we're starting to see this softness here. I'll pull it up to the day chart. We're starting to see this softness show up more and more here over the last several months. Think about that. You had the big flash crash in October. You had the big pullback the 21st of November. And then you had the big pullback right here. That's 3 within a very short time period. Zoom back. You didn't have that many incidents. You only had 1. Here you go. 22nd of June. All the way then from April. So from April to October, you had 1 situation. The last month and a half, you've had 3. So there's obviously a little bit more downside action in the market. We talked about the risk and fear of regs not happening. So for me, yeah, I'm going to keep buying this thing on the way down. I'm going to kind of stage my buys a little bit in case news gets worse. But I'm going to also make sure that I'm not going to miss out on anything either. It's definitely going to be picking. I'm going to be picking the right buys, and I'm going to be looking to get my average down in this. Now, XRP getting some support right around that $2 mark. You can see that clear as day here on the 15-minute. HBAR's 15-minute, you're like, okay, we kind of get it right around 13, but definitely not as pronounced as XRP's mover here. Now think about that. Not too long ago, a day ago, XRP was at 220, so 10% off from that point right here. That's nuts. That is like nutso category. Now, for me, I'm doing pretty good with XRP, so I'm not really too worried about it. Now, sub $2 XP, I think a lot of you out there would agree that that is a discount erroneous, a decent deal. Look at all the time we spent north of that. But for the 1 year chart for XRP, you're only up 3%. That's scary. That's telling you that what you're seeing right now is a strong move. People don't want the risk. There's some problems with recessions going on. There's some problems with other governments out there saying, no, we don't want you into crypto. And some people just screwed up the economy by leaving rates too high for too long. But my thing is that the crypto president out there who's got big family ties in crypto is going to try his hardest to make it happen so that we get regs in 2026. If we don't, I think you're going to have extended red. If you do, my personal thing is I think we're going to flip this thing around to nasty, juicy green. And I really do believe that this current play is all based on regs. And I know some of you out there are going to be like, but bro, previous rallies had nothing to do with regs. You're right. But the big move in November and the big move in July, the two biggest moves that we've had with crypto in this last year was what? Pro-crypto presidential election, House and Senate. Oh, we're going to get regs now that we got all three in. And then Crypto Week in July when they were like, yo, this is when we're doing regs in the House. That was another big pump for the market. So we get it, green. We don't get it, well, then I think we might be in the red for a bit and might be some big percentages in the red. Because if we don't get it, we just have to kind of look at this and go, well, what happens to midterms? That's in November. And if the Democrats all of a sudden control one of either the House or the Senate come the midterms, well then, oh shit, we might not get regs then for years and years, which what could really send us on down. So these next few weeks are going to be telling. We're going to see what happens with the subcommittee votes here coming out of the Senate. There's 2 subcommittee votes. Then they're going to do a full bill vote, which should hopefully be in January, February. That goes to the House. They have to debate it, vote on it, and crypto president would then sign it. My thinking is that's his big hope, because it would make his family a ton of money. And what president doesn't want their family to make money? So that's my play on this play. Have a good day. That's what I say at the end of each day. Choo-choo bitches.